for the regular council meeting for July 24th. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Could you call the roll call, please?
Shaw?
Here.
Clark?
Here.
Conan?
Here.
Woollak? Oh, Woollak.
Woollak.
We've got to invest in changing this because that is just, I'm sorry, Adair,
That was bad.
Ballard,
Yes.
Sleds,
Yeah.
Belkey.
Here.
Hey, you know Mark's here, so just,
I'm sure he's here in spirit.
He is.
Okay. Can I have an approval of the agenda?
We need to remove presentations. The fire chief could not make it tonight, but he will be at the next meeting on the 14th. And the new business, that is coming back to the next meeting as well. Unfortunately, with power being out and me coming in over the weekend, I forgot that was on there, so that's just.
Mr. President, I'll move the agenda be accepted as amended.
Support.
Motion by
You
Ballard,
can't keep my time.
supported by Shaw. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Okay, administrative reports.
Citizen
Oh, geez, I'm sorry. I crossed off the presentation, so I just went below there. I'm so sorry. Citizens' comment. Do I have any citizens that would like to speak?
Not this time.
Okay. See, I was right to move on. Okay, moving on, administrative reports. Would anybody like to?
I'll go.
Okay, go ahead, Joe.
Traffic reports issued, this is over the Armada Police Department's police action report for June of 2023. Traffic tickets issued were 10. Drove while license suspended, 4. Allowed unlicensed person to drive a vehicle, 1. Allow intoxicated person to drive with 0. Assault, 0. Assist Armada Township Fire inside the village, 8. Assist other agencies, 8. Macomb County Sheriff.
Excuse me. The assist Armada Township Fire inside the village, they did this 8 times inside the
They probably
village?
go to the nursing home every time there's a.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, I thought that might be it, but, excuse me, Joe.
That's all right. Suspicious situations, 5. Civil disputes, 2. Dog or animal complaint, 1. Disturbances, 0. Alarm or open door, 1. Domestic disturbance, 1. A lockout, 0. Death investigation, 0. Juvenile related issues, 1. Damage report for property, 0. Mental distress situations, 0. Warrant arrest, 0. Miscellaneous calls for service, 7. Missing person, 0. Officer initiated activity, 0. Lost and found property, 1. Theft, 1. Retail fraud, 1. Fraud, 0. Must be a different kind of fraud. Motor vehicle accidents, 1. As of March 31st, 2023, miles on patrol car number 431.
Be June.
8. Yeah, in fact, yeah. Are 88,101 miles. On patrol car is 432. The F-150 is 26,411. And 433, the unmarked Dodge at 63,212 miles.
Excuse me 1 second. I left my pen in there.
Oh,
You need one?
he's got it in there.
You just can't use mine.
Michelle yelled at me when I brought
Well, I
my pen.
need mine.
So, okay, Other commission reports.
On the planning commission, you guys have the minutes there in your packet. We approved the SALU application for the Armada Fairgrounds. We had a public hearing, they came here and we approved their application for special events.
Okay, they give you a list of special events.
We have them.
I think we do
Yeah, they already
have
did it.
them. So that's it from the planning commission. Short and sweet.
Good.
Oh,
Ross?
I'll go next.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, in fact, Michelle put out my write-up that I do occasionally, just because of the power outages, that's why it's separate. So I did complete the scope of work and turn in preliminary design and engineering solicitation to two companies, Rowe, which we often use as the village engineer, and then F&B Engineering, which we also used to do some engineering work. This is scope of work based upon the recent infrastructure capital improvement plan that we got. And really the intent behind it is it's now going to break it out and try to phase it, provide us some palatable options from a cost perspective, and do stuff in a logical, sequential way. And so we're going to provide some options. I did ask if either Rowe or F&B had any questions to the solicitation. I've not heard anything back yet. I've asked for them to respond to Michelle not later than 9 August, so that first meeting in August, Mr. President, which you asked for, that we have hopefully 2
Some
bids
kind of
on it. I would expect
plan to what we want to do.
Yeah, I'd expect it to be in the $8,000 to $10,000 range. Maybe that's even high. A lot of the work's already done, but I'm not an engineer, and so I don't want to try to guess at the best way to do it. So let the pros do it. What this does is it allows us to get a report in December so that we can consider what we might want to do in the next fiscal year, and it doesn't kick it out a year. So that's good. We may actually be able to do something next year if the cost is right. With respect to that, I'm not going to talk anymore about unassigned general funds or capital improvement plan. Curtis will come in at the end of August. He'll give us the audit results. That's probably a better time to talk about it. But President Dave and I did have a conversation with Curtis. It was a good discussion, and more to come later. With the water sewer bills that went out this last week to everybody, we did include a letter in there indicating that we are starting the residential cross-connection and backflow prevention inspections in the village. These are external inspections. Nobody's going into any houses. It does talk a little bit about what the program is, and that there will be inspectors walking around, so somebody may be in somebody's yard. But these are not inside the house inspections. They're external only. These will begin in the late August, early September time frame. We did have a ZBA appeal meeting scheduled for this week. Unfortunately, we've had to move that back, so it's been rescheduled for Thursday, 10 August. We'll get a new agenda up for that. And then finally, I'm sure this will be a big interest item. I did talk to Phil Whitman. Phil was the DTE community liaison person that came in, gave a good update, got something in the record about all of the wonderful improvements, and then we promptly had a 2-day power outage. Phil apologized profusely. He said that work continues on the Armada, Richmond, and Lennox substations. It's not complete. He hoped that people had understood that from the conversation. And the biggest item is always tree limbs. And in fact, I had a guy walking through the yard, looking at the wires, trying to find stuff that was crossing the wires. The 5-hour outage that occurred last night
Actually, the work was a result of work at the village substation. I guess they're stringing wire at night.
Yep.
They say if it's not really dangerous, they'll do it at night. And they had a cross pole on or cross tie on a pole that actually broke under the weight of a wire. They dropped a live wire on the ground and it shorted out, and so they had to replace the pole. Of course, they're doing it, in the dark. And so again, they apologize, but that's what happened last night. I guess they did get it up by about 4 o'clock.
Once the one light went down, the second it was all, just a low cascade.
I was up, I was like 5 minutes from the end of a movie, and of course now I gotta go home.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I have, thank you.
Steve, Chris,
I've got, Doug won't be here tonight. You've got the packet from them. We're continuing, we have the BOD problem. We're monitoring that, and we're getting set to move the monitor to a couple other manholes so we can isolate things and figure out more what's going on and where it's coming from. That's all I've got, unless anybody's got any questions.
Oh, Steve, I understood that you got a guy that potentially do the door now, that's busted.
Yeah, we got the door working, operable, so now we're gonna get somebody to replace the glass on it. So-
Okay. Yeah.
So that's better than having to replace the whole frame and everything, so that worked out good. In fact, guys from F&D worked on it and got it open and ground on it a little bit and get a little bit of paint and the new glass, so it'll be all good.
Okay, awesome.
The bids are out for the Latham Street construction.
oh, that's great.
Yeah, I know, we'll see how they close. We'll go from there. And then, Michelle, do you know if the highway license, the maintenance agreement went out from our last meeting?
I do not know that. I'll say for an answer, I don't know.
I'll go back to see, I don't know if it got sent or not. Did they just make sure it gets sent?
Okay,
I'm assuming it gets registered, taken
okay.
You good?
out. Or,
Okay. We good with administrative reports? Okay, then. This is a light agenda. I don't
Yeah.
recall this light of an agenda for a long, long,
Might
long
be
time.
March
last week.
time.
So, our consent agenda, which includes the approval of our payment of our bills and our minutes. Can I have a motion on that?
Mr. President, I'll move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Motion by Ballard, supported by Clark. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's approved. Okay, we have no old business to discuss tonight. No new business discussed tonight. Do anybody want to put something on for upcoming agenda items?
The next meeting, we will have the fire chief here so we can present him with the certificate of recognition. And we will also have the solicitation peddler license fee increase at the next meeting.
I should have hopefully two quotes, two bids for the preliminary design engineering for village infrastructure. Bring that back.
Now, what will that consist of?
Again, what we're asking them to do is take the current,
Study
I'm
that we
gonna
have.
get it wrong, but it's street, water,
Yeah.
sewer, infrastructure, capital improvement plan that details the worst and.
Eventually, we gotta try to lay this out in the next, what we're gonna do in the next couple, 2-3 years.
Yeah, this is gonna take that information, which really just has two buckets,
Yeah.
really bad stuff or bad stuff. But it may be worth our while to, if we're gonna fix something, to fix some really bad stuff that's right next to
Yeah,
bad stuff, because that way you only mobilize that guy one time, it saves you money, and you may be able to get a quadrant of the village done at a reasonable price. And so that's
it's
what.
good to look at. Also,
Yeah.
though,
Yeah.
sometimes you might wanna say, hey, we're gonna fix this part and hope for the best with the other. I
Right.
mean,
basically, they're gonna help out with the game plan, because there's so much information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they can go through it and maybe sort things out.
Yeah, one of the things that they will bring back too is they will, this plan assumed a complete rebuild of everything. They will come back and they will say, instead of asphalting the street, maybe we do a crush and grind. Or instead of rebuilding a manhole, we reline it. Looking for ways to
Okay.
save money.
good.
So they're gonna take, they'll take all the data we put together so far, which is actually quite a bit, and then they will try to take a more critical, do more critical assessment of what can we do and with a means to reducing costs.
Again, it's just like we got that short section on Burke Street,
Yeah.
from the bridge to center. I could see fixing that without necessarily doing
I
any
don't know, all of
underground.
Brook is bad.
Yeah.
It's
well,
just,
that's
can be
a-
terrible,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a perfect example, because we know that the water and sewer lines that are there are in the green belt. They're not under the street,
Well,
so you
yeah.
could do that,
Yeah.
and then you could do the water sewer
Certainly
lines.
you
That'd make a lot
So
of.
they're gonna come back with
Okay,
3 sets of options.
I think we're all on the same page here.
In time for budget planning.
Yeah, very good. Okay, any other upcoming agenda items here? Okay,
Just concert in the park.
No.
no,
That's
that's not an agenda
I like to
item.
put it in there early.
We're just gonna repeat it
You're
every time.
jumping here.
If you
Okay,
didn't,
next,
Mike, I would have.
Yeah, so.
we have again an opportunity for citizen comment. Okay, moving on, council comments. Does anybody want to say something that they haven't already said? Well, I do have something. I'd like to, us all to wish Councilman Ross Belkey a very happy birthday.
Didn't know
birthday,
it was
Ross.
Happy birthday, Ross.
I'd ask him how old he is, but I don't want to embarrass him.
No, don't do it. You shouldn't even have done that.
Are there any other council comments? Well, then there's no, well, here you go,
Events.
now's your turn.
You didn't say events, so I didn't. say
Community events.
anything. Okay, concerts in the park this Wednesday if we don't get rained out.
Yeah.
We're talking about rain again.
Please don't.
Don't even think that.
It's a great band.
Are
We did
there,
2 Days
uh,
Gone. I suggest everybody come and see them. They're fantastic.
That plus it's your brother.
Well, I'm not at all biased.
And I suggest you try to be on time.
Oh, I'll be on time. They're usually with me.
Do we have any other council comments here? Okay, then we have no closed session tonight, and I can't believe this. I'll entertain a motion.
The time is 7:19. I move to adjourn.
Support?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.